So Benjamin and Hope, we understand Finn is running around there on the floor somewhere, so we might we might get a shot of him here in a second. You guys moved to South Carolina, you moved to Charleston, and you guys needed to find a babysitter. You went through the process, and you finally found a babysitter that you thought had cleared background checks and seemed all good on paper. Then what happened?
Well, shortly after, we hired her, everything was going well. We seemed to really get along together. She was a personable lady. Everything went fine until about 5 months into her babysitting is when we started to notice the change in our dog's behavior. That's when he started to get real defensive at first, would stand in between her and our son, and then it gradually turned into more aggression towards her. And that's when Hope really started to notice something's wrong.
So Hope, what did you do? I mean, how old was your son Finn at this point?
At that point, he was 7 months old. Hindsight's always 20/20, and wish I would have acted on suspicions that I had, but it wasn't until Killian started acting so aggressive that I thought something was really wrong. So we ended up putting an iPhone on the voice memo and recorded one day, September 12th, 2012. We recorded 7.5 hours.
Wow. So you recorded, you put it under the couch, and you just started recording. I just have to ask you, what sort of suspicions did you have before you noticed Killian, your dog, acting suspicious?
Well, one instance, one day, while he was teething and Ben was having a toothache, also we had both Orajel products. One for our son was the natural teething tablets, non-medicated, and one was the adult Orajel. When I got home that day, she said that she had given him Orajel at a certain time during the day, and I gave him a kiss, and then my lips started tingling, and I thought, it felt like Orajel.
Wow.
And so I asked her if she gave him the adult Orajel or the children's tablets, and she said that she gave him the children's tablets, but now we suspect otherwise.
And here he is. Okay, there's adorable
Say, hey.
Finn.
Yes.
Hi, buddy. So, okay, so you recorded this conversation. You recorded what unfolded throughout the day. How then did Killian the dog manage to relay that information back to you that something was wrong?
Well, like I said, he is a very personable dog. He's, as you see, easygoing. He's an 80-pound lap dog. So for him to show aggression towards anyone is a sign to us that something's wrong, because he never shows aggression. So just the simple mannerisms of him raising his hair up, getting excited, getting worried about our son was definitely enough to make us understand that he was trying to tell us something about this babysitter in particular.
Hope, what did you find out on that recording of the iPhone?
A nightmare. For 7.5 hours, my son cried nearly the entire time.
Oh.
She was cursing at him, calling him horrible names. And the thing about it is it came after, for no reason. He wasn't acting up. He hadn't been crying until she left him alone in his crib for hours, or, of course, the physical abuse.
Yeah, the biggest concern for us was the slap noises that we could hear over the audio. Obviously, we couldn't tell because it was just an audio recording where he was being slapped, but you could hear his cries afterwards, and then it sounded like he was being shaken.
Oh.
You can actually hear in his voice the kind of reverberation of his voice as he's being shaken, and that's what disturbed us the most, is because we know for a 7-month-old to be shaken, I mean, who knows what kind of internal damage. Yeah, exactly. I mean,
horrible. And we should mention, I mean, the dog is a hero, managing to alert you, giving you some sense that something was wrong here. And we should also mention sentencing took place this week for her.
Yes.
She is now behind bars. She faces 1 to 3 years in prison for this, does Alexis Kahn. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. We know it's a tough story to talk with, especially with kids running around there and dogs. We appreciate you so much.
Yeah, we just hope other parents see it and can learn from our lesson.
We hope so, too.